Welcome back, everyone, to Hard Hat Talks, the podcast where we dive deep into the concrete industry to learn more about people's stories, their beginnings, and the lessons that shaped who they are today, both on and off the job site. Each episode, we sit down with industry leaders, plant operators, suppliers, finishers, and everyone in between. Chris Greiner is joined with our guests, Pablo Romero and Cale Rivers. In this episode, Pablo and Cale share how they got their start in concrete equipment sales and what it takes to build a reputation for exceptional customer service. They also dive into the lessons they've learned along the way, the kind that have helped them serve their customers better. Let's jump right into the episode.
Welcome to the Hard Hat Talks podcast. I'm your host, Chris Greiner. My man Sammy V on the wheels of steel behind me. The IT man keeping it real because I do not know what I'm doing here. Today, two sales extraordinaires, Pablo Romero. He is the seasoned sales rep in this episode. Cale, the Wonder Boy Rivers, is the new green sales rep. So here we are. We're going to talk to some sales guys in the business. We're going to start with the season man first. Tell me how you got into sales and what led you to Pro Contractor Supply.
Man, it was not as long as you have been in there, but I think it was like 15 years now. Started off in a warehouse looking for a job, fresh out of high school. Saw an ad, reluctantly applied to it. It was a warehouse position. Stayed there for some time, answering phones, getting to know customers, getting to know, a little bit about what it was that I was loading the customers on, loading to a customer's truck and things like that. So, we just started asking questions to customers. Hey, what do you use this for? What are you applying this for? And started suggesting items. And, I remember at that time I was like, oh, no, don't tell them I told you to do that.
Right.
So then, I think one of the regionals at the time was there when I was doing that, and it ended up converting into a sale. Got my first break as a warehouse slash inside hybrid, then translated to just a inside. And from there, moved up gradually outside sales in that territory to a Greensboro role. And then different companies, different levels of sales, different customers to cater to, different areas of construction.
Mm-hmm.
Concrete's always been one of the ones that I gravitated towards, just because it's one that I've had hands-on experience with for a brief time, and found a calling in the concrete world. And then I think you had a position available. You and I met up for lunch one day. We talked it out, said that I would be a good fit. We met with your board, and from then on, the rest is history.
Yeah, man. It's cool to hear because I feel like I also started in the warehouse.
Yep.
So kind of a similar path. And then we'll let Kel talk, but I think his path is kind of the same way. So it's cool to see everybody start from warehouse, delivery, yard, whatever, and then kind of move their way up. Because I do think that's the best way from learning everything, how it works, the business, to the top. So
Yeah, 100%.
yeah, Kel, let's hear you, man.
Yeah, pretty simple, pretty much the same story. I mean, I started working for you, 3 years ago now, over there when we were
You were
still
18, you're now 21. Yes, sir.
18,
Wow.
yeah.
Yes, sir.
Wow.
Literally the week after I graduated high school, started
That's what's up.
working the yard, washing rental equipment, loading trucks.
Yeah, man.
No better way to learn,
I think it's the only way. People that don't know it, that's the way. Honestly, you kind of want hybrid. I feel like maybe sales guys should have to do hybrid when they come in.
Yeah.
Ride with drivers, work the yard, work a forklift, work the counter just to see, because it's always been sales versus inside guys. It's like, well, these guys don't do nothing. But it's kind of like if you could get everybody to do the experience, man, I think it would be helpful for all.
I think that's the only way. I mean, my perspective,
Yeah.
I was so green out of high school that I had absolutely no work experience beyond, just a menial job. No disrespect to those who are actually making a profession out of it. But for me, I know I wanted something different. At that time, I didn't know what it was.
Mhm.
So getting to my break and starting off sweeping floors, loading bags, picking up repaired bags, throwing them in a dumpster, picking up scrap. Hey, is there anything else you guys need? You start building a rapport
Mhm.
with the people who aren't the
Yes.
execs,
Yep.
the bean counters or whatever you want to call them. But
Yep.
now looking into a sales position is so easy whenever You see, you know, a driver, hey man, what's going on? How'd it go last time in that run? Anything I can do for you to make it easier, you know, goes a long way.
It does, man. I mean, you got to respect the guys that are. We're all a team. Without drivers, without everybody, you don't get your sales delivered. You don't get your orders taken. You don't. I mean, so it's like you you really need to be humble and do the jobs. But also, I think people respect you more because you're like, I've done everything here that you
Yeah.
guys are doing, so I know the job,
Like
right?
we wouldn't ask anybody to do something that we wouldn't do ourselves.
And you can still do it yourself. You know what I mean? And you can do it yourself. If we're missing three guys, we could all come in and do what needs to be
100%.
done, right?
Yeah.
Drive,
We
load,
deliver
everything.
our own stuff
I think I
pretty often.
surprised Chris the other day because I needed something and I was playing on the forklift. He's like, you know what you're doing there?
I had to check him, man. I didn't know if I had to check his forklift license, which he did have one. The safety directors out there, he did. Dude's legit, man. Dude just got all stars on his thing. Anyway, lesson you guys learn in your sales career, short sales career, long. That's kind of shape your approach to how you deal with customers. Like something that's you're like, you learned a good lesson, whether it be you made a mistake and you're like, I'll never do that again, or you're like, man, I need to do more of that.
Um, I think one of the hardest lessons that I had to learn was kind of back my ego down. You know, I was up and coming whenever I started.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I made my way through the transition and I ended up going through the ropes of being an outside sales rep. And of course, the company I was with at that time started giving us trainings on product training, but you never know how that product training applies into the real world until it's time for you to prove yourself to the customer you're trying to sell it to.
Mm-hmm.
Long story short, I think the lesson that I learned is don't be afraid to ask questions
Oh God, yes.
because a lot of the times, though, you feel that you know the answer, that's not what they're looking for.
Yeah, and I try to tell everybody that works here and that we hire, no question is a dumb question.
Yeah.
I will still, to this day, 28 years in, a guy calls and I don't understand what it is he wants,
Yeah.
never heard of it. I'm going to be like, bro, I don't know what that is. Tell me a little bit more. Because
Yeah.
it's like, guessing or doing it, getting the wrong product to the job and costing the whole slab or something is a mistake you don't want to make.
Yeah.
So it's okay to be like, hey man, I don't know what you're talking about. Or he's asking for something. We had this question on the podcast when I like, people saying, hey, you got one of those channel floats or bowl floats that you've never heard it called or something like that, hickey bar, and you're like, what is this man talking about? You know what I
Yeah.
mean? If you don't find out, you could definitely get them the wrong product.
And it's also important to ask if you sell more than one of different things. It's always important to
Yeah.
ask the customer why does they like that one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
man.
Everybody has their way of doing things that's overall effective to their product that they're providing to their client, and I think just being able to know that it's okay to ask those questions, and at the risk of seeming inexperienced, I think that's the experience in that is asking the question.
Yeah, and I see a lot of mistakes are because people don't ask the question. My
Right.
guys will just load stuff because they're not they don't want to ask, and they're just load, three rod chairs instead of 3-inch castle chairs, and you drive 2 hours and you're like, dude, all you had to do was ask. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's it's just stuff like that. Kel, how about you, bro?
I would definitely piggyback off of that and say, I would encourage, like when I was training new yard guys, I would tell them, like, please ask me questions. You know what I mean? Because I don't know what you don't know. You might know what this is, or you probably don't, but,
Right. Yeah.
it's definitely helpful to make sure I teach you what you need to know.
And I'll just say something I've learned is inventory. When I used to, people would call me and I would look at the computer. Yeah, I got two of them. Guy drives
Yeah.
45
Oh,
minutes.
man.
I got none because I didn't go look and put my eyes on it.
Yeah.
Dude, let me have it. I'm like, that won't ever happen again.
Yeah.
So I'm always like, put your face on it. Inventory's always going to be wrong, good or bad. Might say you got 4 and you got 400. It might say you got 4 and you got 0. Make sure you check because you're gonna make
Yeah.
somebody mad if they're like
Right.
got concrete, they're rushing, whatever. Yeah, so yeah, those are great, man. Who are some of you guys' biggest mentors, influence in the game, whether it be a vendor, an old sales rep, somebody you even dealt with at another business? Go with you, my man.
Oh, I've had a lot. You know, I've had the blessing throughout 15 years.
Mm-hmm.
I think this is it's been a good ride. I can say that I've learned from a lot of different people. Comfortably, I don't think I'm going to name any names just because they know who they are.
Yeah.
And but I take a little bit from everybody. I'm a sponge, even from you. In your 25 years, what have you done in this? And never be afraid to ask questions. Never.
28. Everybody's got
Keep me young.
Hey, keep me young. Love you, man. Love you.
But no, I think I've had the pleasure of working with some of the industry's finest, and I was around. Um, I was the post 2008 era, so some of the greats of that time were still around, and before they rode off into the sunset, I think they were still around to give lessons and to give life lessons, and it translates so much because it's not so much just, hey, for this customer, what should I do? It turns into, what should I do about this situation that I have outside of work? What should I do in this situation? I see that you're so well off, and well put together, with the way that you manage your business. How can I grow my business that way? Because in sales, you have to look at it as a business.
Yeah.
So, man, I think off the top of the bat, I had the blessing of having 15 to 20 people that were so influential in my life that the day after tomorrow, I think that there should be a Mount Rushmore full of
Yeah.
20 of the greats.
Yeah, man.
Right now, I think my Mount Rushmore is pretty much y'all two, honestly. With my somewhat limited experience, I feel like obviously you guys kind of took me under your wing. So
I appreciate that.
Oh yeah. Who better to learn from,
I agree. I mean, not that for me, but same. Man, I've learned from so many people. Some not even in this business. It's just you take like a sponge, but it's nice to go out and find people that own businesses, whether it be flooring or drywall, anything, man, and just see how they manage people and how they customer service and sales and everything. It's great to do that. I mean, you're only getting better when you do that. Picking people's brain, how they create a culture in their business that you're trying to do, and uplift, and you lift people up and encourage people. Man, that's big time for sure. Let's see, how are you building long-term relationships instead of making that one-time sale? Like you're like, I'm gonna keep this guy around, not just the one and done, or you know what I mean? What are you doing to bring people back?
Showing up, I would say.
Well, yeah, showing up is one of the things. Persistence is the other. But and the simple truth of it is, we're unlike, our company structured unlike a lot of other companies are. They give a sales rep a list of accounts and say, these are your legacy accounts that already have established business with us. Go out, cater to them, make them grow, and that almost becomes a to-do list. So when you brought me on, literally, I still remember to this day. It's one of the most funniest things to me. So it does say a word. So just we got done with orientation paperwork with your wife, and then from there you just said, all right, give me a fist bump. You said, go kill it. And I was kind of scratching my head, and I said, where am I supposed to go? And you said, on, do you, bro. So in doing so, you almost allowed me to go and find the people that I found most interesting in the game. And nothing against those who aren't working with me, but just the people that I find most interesting that I can actually help.
Yeah.
Because I'm growing with them, and I'm helping them grow by changing the way that they're doing things based off of what I've seen that other companies are doing. So I'm taking an involvement, not so much in the business that I'm bringing to them, but also what their business brings into the market. And I think that that's one of the biggest things that I can bring is just people helping people.
Yeah, man. That's you, big dog.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's pretty simple, right? Just showing up and answering the phone and getting back to people as quick as you can and just being honest. You know what I mean? That goes a long way further than saying, yeah, we'll get it there this time, and then,
you don't
come through, So
I'm going to throw my man some flowers here.
Go ahead.
He does what he says he's going to do.
Yeah.
Point blank, period. I mean, I've seen you get a phone call and somebody says, hey, you got a trail machine. My man drove to West Virginia at the drop of a hat.
Yeah.
And I think it was a Sunday when you got the call. Drove to West Virginia, and Monday at 9:00 he was already there, trading hats, trading hats with the customer. So it's unreal. Just this young into it. I mean, I can remember back where I was when I was his age, and he's leaps and bounds compared to what I was. So I mean,
Same here.
When he gets to be about your age, who knows? Who knows where he's gonna be?
That's two strikes for you, boy. No, same, man. I mean, there's so much now that I've learned. Customer service that's the business, right? That's what we built this business on. That's what I built myself on. And I think, like Kayla said, man, I feel like simplicity. Some people are making it like too difficult. It's like, do what you say you're going to do. Answer the phone, give a fair price, make it happen for people. Be honest. Be honest. Wow, dude, that's a freaking nice.
Yeah.
I mean, honesty is like, yeah, dude, I lied to you. I thought I had it. I did. I mean, just telling people, man, instead of like, nah, my guy forgot it. And you're like, just throwing people under the bus. Like, just be honest, man. People appreciate that. I really think so. And I've always done keeping it, making it happen, jumping through hoops for people. I felt like it's paid off in the long run because you got them out of a bind. People don't forget that. I really don't think so, man.
No, they don't.
I think as long as you do, and you keep it up like you're supposed to, man, people remember that. And I mean, it's how I've got some customers for 20 plus years is still treat you like 28. Anyway, let's see here. Give me a story about a tough sell you closed anyway, whatever was going on, and it taught you something, bro.
I'm gonna let you take this one, Kale.
Just something good or bad. I mean, like I said, it's good or bad. You made it happen. You either lost a bunch of money. I mean, there's that too, right? Sometimes we're gonna have to eat it, man. You're gonna do what you say you're gonna do. Well, you quoted it wrong or whatever. You're like, I gotta own that, bro. You know what I mean?
I can't think of any like tough sales in particular, but you do have your occasional customer that gets set up with an account and then you're 120, 150 days down the road and you haven't got a single payment yet, and
We know
stuff like that. I mean, that's definitely tough.
it's real tough.
I think in a single instance for me, I remember we were in the hospital and my wife was waiting to give birth to our daughter and things, and I was still working. I was still quoting jobs, and I remember a customer sent me a set of drawings. It was 2 buildings that at this time was site unforeseen as when they're going to go. So it seemed like a simple rectangle. I was just sitting there just killing time, and I'm throwing numbers out there.
Mm-hmm.
Man, if I didn't see the second page, I promise you. But 9 months down the road, almost 10 months down the road, he goes, "Hey, man, we're ready for that bid." "Which one?" "The one you quoted me last December." "Okay, cool." Send me the updated drawings. We go through the motions and things like that. I want to say we were not in a position to lose money, but by no means was the job a money maker, if you get me.
Oh, yeah.
So, me being, who I am at the company that I work for, we gotta make right with our mistakes and say, "Hey, dude, look, I quoted you this price and I had no idea. These were the updated drawings. You sent me this link and you never sent me the whatever the case was, right?"
Right.
So we made it right, and come to find out that job, even though we were supposed to break even on, ended up being something that we actually turnekeyed the entire project down to the actual framing on that job.
So it all worked out in the long run.
It all worked out due to us doing what we said we're gonna do.
Yeah.
And saying, "Hey, dude, look, you won your project based off of this, and I'm gonna eat it. I'm gonna make sure it's right, and we're gonna make sure that you're successful." And change order after change order, design change after that, and boom, we made money. So
dude, when you said that he was in the hospital, I got this vision of my man wearing a headset, right? Like Jerry Maguire, cutting the umbilical cord, like, "Yeah, well, we'll get that draws." I'm like, he went above and beyond. My man was he was doing it. You know what I mean? That's awesome, bro.
Yeah, my wife was more than patient. I was out there selling ADA mats while she was giving birth. I was answering my text messages.
Do you ever, and this is off the cup, do you ever feel like some of your best sales or biggest sales are when you least expect it? Like, I'm on vacation, man. I'm sitting on the beach, and you're like, "Yeah, man, I'll take them 5 riders," and you're like, Dude, I'm just gonna work from the beach from now, bro. This is just, I mean,
And,
you know
and
what I mean?
That'd be nice.
and
would be.
you said it because we're just selling, right?
Right.
We're not a company that overcomplicates things. We're not a I just want to say companies. We're a group of people that don't overcomplicate things. We speak to people on a live long day. I mean, how great is that? We speak to
Yeah.
people on a live long day. We're creating relationships, solving problems, and then lo and behold, we're unloading groceries from the car or taking out the trash to the curb. You get a phone call and, hey man, I need that job on Monday, and you go, okay, cool, which job? And you look at your text and you go, dang,
You're like,
Mm.
that
yes,
was a big
sir.
one, yes sir.
Yeah, that's
So
awesome, man. Yeah. So what from contractors, what objections um do you hear most? I guess that I guess kickback from contractors do you get most, and then how do you overcome them? Like, is it all price? Is it? I mean, what do you see
I
on
would
that?
say price is like the number one objection you're gonna get no matter what you sell. You
Yeah,
know what I mean? Like at the end of the day, everybody wants a deal for something. You buy something on
yeah.
Facebook
I mean,
Marketplace, you try to get a good deal.
yeah,
So, obviously there's that, but
we're not a superstore, so
right.
yeah,
there's the great companies out there that are superstores, and they've got widget one, trinket two, and those kind of things like that just sitting on the shelf.
yeah.
And they've got a need for that because they've had generations of experience with those kind of customers and such. But
Right.
I mean, we're only here since '95, really.
That's
Company
right.
wide,
Yeah,
North Carolina being a
yeah,
younger company.
yeah.
But I feel like as far as the objections that I've gotten, price aside, more so it's just going to be that we know who we are.
Mm-hmm.
We are a place for concrete needs, construction needs, and equipment.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of the times, what people think is, oh, they're all the way in Randleman. They're
Yeah.
45 minutes from everywhere, but they give us a shot, and several drivers on the road, several trucks on the road, and we get it there just as fast, if not faster.
Right. Right. Yeah, and
So
I wasn't sure about that. Having like a hub and 7, 10 trucks, whatever, going that way across the state. But it's actually, I think it's worked out really good. Sometimes I feel like, should we have a brick and mortar in Charlotte and Raleigh? Um, maybe, but it's hard to find land and people and inventory, so it's kind of been a really good thing for us.
Yeah.
I'm gonna piggyback on that though. I do think um, price is, I get it, right? I mean, guys are trying to make bonuses for their company, do their job, save their company money. In sales, that's where it's hard, man. That you hate, you got the relationship, but you just got beat because the guy's cheaper and you're a smaller company, you're not buying as big. So I do feel like sometimes that we sell a service and we undervalue ourselves, and we're like, I'm like, as I'm getting older, our value and what we provide and turn as a small business and able to make quick decisions and probably deliver a lot faster than most of your big box houses, and a fair price and superior service, that's got to come with some value, So it's
Yeah.
like you've got to learn to train. You got to learn to value yourself and your company and train yourself on how to make that work. You got to sell. You got to train your customers at some point in time. It can't just be all give and no take. You know what I mean?
right.
Mm.
So I think we're doing better. I think we're people value us and our service. And I think we'll continue to grow that. I really do.
There's power in the word no.
Man, and that took about 27 years, 364 days to figure out.
About
It's
50,
hard to say no, bro.
about 15 for me, just because you're
Yeah.
just like, man, if I, you think X amount of percentage is better than zero, but
Yeah.
at the same time, you got to take in the cost of what it's going to take to get there. Your time,
Yeah.
inside sales staff,
Yeah.
drivers, reception.
But as a
it's like,
young gun like my man, dude, I would sell a piece of number 4 to California right now. I
Yeah.
mean, I was like, let's go. I wanted everything. And if I lost, it hurt. You know what I mean? It's like,
Mhm.
man, that guy didn't choose me on that. But as you get older, and it's like, man, you're not going to make it all on one order, right? You want to get, you might have a lower volume, but higher margins. And you gotta pick and choose the right customers, man. And I've had to learn that. Believe me, it's not easy. Um, What's a failure, mistake you guys made in sales that ended up kind of being a turning point for y'all? That was like,
I think for me, whenever I first started outside sales, you have to get comfortable speaking to people. You know,
Mhm.
you're a guy in a safety vest, the cleanest boots that superintendent's probably ever going to see because they're working in the mud.
well, you ain't never been on dirt before.
Exactly. So you walk in, you open a door. They just got done with problem X or situation B or whatever the case may be, and you walk in and hey man, I'm with Pro Contractor Supply. That wasn't the case then, but what you want? What you selling? All right, I'll take your card and throws it in the stack. And all right, I gotta go. I got a meeting. So I think at that time I was starting off and I had about 2 weeks worth of that going on. And, you start to get beat on,
100%.
Mhm,
you
yeah.
know, it's abrasive. These guys are in the field. So at the time I didn't understand what it was like to be, fully engulfed in construction,
Mhm.
just a problem after problem, schedule issue after schedule, and you got
Mhm.
what weather and such and such. So, admittedly, there was one day where I regretted because I did not turn on the jobs that was getting beat on for the 2 weeks prior.
Yeah.
And
Which it's understandable because it's discouraging. Some people are made for it. Some people can take no 700 times,
yeah,
and some are get that one and they're like, I'm not going. I mean, you know what
Yeah.
I mean?
yeah,
So I get it. I mean, no, that's a hard thing to turn, right? That turning point is literally you got to be tough skinned. You might run into a great guy on one job site that's like, man, that guy was awesome, and then the next guy's a total
Yeah.
had a bad day, and you were the one, and to be honest with you, now you look at it, it's probably you might show up, and you come, open the door, man, you're the 12th guy that's been in here today,
yeah.
and you're like,
Right.
sorry, bro, uh, you want to buy something? You know what I mean? I mean, it's like it's kind of tough, man. I get
So
it.
so that day, it really dawned on me because I passed the dirt. I didn't go. I was like, all right, I'm gonna go make house calls. Started going to office and such. And, the routine at the time was, I was young, I was new, I was starting off. So you almost mimic your sales manager. His approach is his approach, but you almost like mirror that to
Mm-hmm.
try to get into people's pockets, into their door, into their business, whatever you want to call it. And so I wasn't organic. I wasn't myself, and I was trying too hard. And yeah, they can smell it a mile away.
Mhm.
But in me missing that dirt that day, I missed a crucial opportunity because had I known, that guy was looking for my card and he couldn't find it, so he went with the next guy.
Man.
And come to find out, it was several $1,000s worth of product that I
Mm-hmm.
missed out on just because I was
Mm.
afraid to get rejected again.
Yep.
And since then on, I told myself it's my job to do it, whether they like it or not. I'm still going to do my job because it's what I get paid to do.
Yep.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
and I think
That's right.
I think when I was coaching Kale, that's one of the things that I told him too. Hey, don't get discouraged because they're gonna love you or hate you, but at the end of the day,
Yeah.
it's your job.
Well,
Yeah.
I think a good example for me is Kale because we are not one to do super good training where we're set up with all, you
Yeah.
got, like a bigger company where you're going to do 2 months of training before you ever even dirt. I was like, get out of there, boy. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Here's your gas card. Hurry back with some orders. I mean, it's kind of like we were throwing people to the fire, and some are made for it, some are not. I think Kale's obviously made for it. He's done really well, and I think there's a learning curve with that, right? He's probably seen a lot. I mean, we've given him some insight of how we did it and what we do, but everybody's style is different, right?
Right.
Yeah.
I'm not the guy that's going to call you 100 times and wear you down. I'm a guy that's say, here's my price, here I am, here's my service. Love the opportunity. Given the opportunity, we'll crush it.
Right.
Not given
Mhm.
the opportunity, I'm moving on to the next guy who wants my business. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah.
So that's, I guess, from your somebody just starting. What have you seen on that, man? Like going in, have you gotten beat up a lot? Have you had a lot of success for
Yeah.
people glow up to you because you flashing your guns when you walk in? You're like, I'm
I've
here to take some orders. You know
He's
what I mean?
out there
yeah.
breaking chains with that
He's
one.
out there breaking chains, he's doing good stuff.
I've definitely experienced, a similar thing where, you can tell a guy just doesn't really want to give you the time of day, but that's what I do remind myself, it's our job. That's
Yeah.
what we do. This is how we make a living,
Right,
so
right.
And I mean, he's just trying to do his job too, you know. So I try not to take that personally if somebody doesn't really want to engage. You know what I mean? I get it. You're doing your job. You might be dealing with 10 different things right now, schedule issues, like you're saying, and all that kind of stuff. So
Yeah.
I get it.
I'll tell you what I have learned is I will not let rude customers talk to my people like that, and
Hmm.
I'll just move on. Like I don't need your business. I don't this amount or this amount. Nobody's gonna treat our people like dirt or drivers like us like dirt.
Yeah.
It ain't worth it, man. There's people out there that are gonna be kind and nice and pay well instead of taking that beat. Now before I would take a beating or I would learn to how to I could handle them. They only want to talk to me. Terrible with my inside sales and everybody else, but I could handle them. They
Hmm.
liked me. I don't know what that is or what that was, but then I've learned that hey, if you're going to treat my other people on our team bad, that's treat me bad. So we don't want to deal with, you know.
Right.
Hmm.
But it took a long time to learn that as well. I mean, I was like trying to get every sale, you know. So, any advice you guys would give somebody looking to get in sales at a construction supply company or anything in sales? I mean, sales is sales, right? You're selling sneakers, you're selling
Right.
cars, you're selling whatever. I mean, it's not people are like, oh man, I mean, it's hard, right? Especially if you're 100% commission or whatever.
Right.
You're based on you sell nothing, you get no money.
Hmm.
You can make good, but you got to sell. You got to be hungry. You got to get after it.
I think my only advice to the upcoming world or somebody trying to break into sales, period, whether it be this industry or the next, is um be honest with yourself. What do you like? What do you like to do? Could you see yourself pushing that product, or promoting that product, or advertising that product? Can you feel comfortable with that product or service being your brand?
Mm.
And if that's the case, make it your own.
Mm-hmm.
Because as you said, not unlike ourselves, where we're 100%, based off of performance and things like that. We have to stand behind everything that we say we're going to do, because ultimately the positivity has to come from us. We have to exude the positivity. We have to exude the confidence behind our company, because that's who we're representing. That's our brand. So, in a nutshell, I think that's the only thing that I would advise. I mean, if you're selling car parts, I mean, and you can see yourself selling make it your own.
Yeah.
Don't follow somebody's gimmick. Don't follow somebody's tactics. Make it your own. Be who you are. And I promise you that I feel like not every customer is going to be for you, but you're going to find people that are shooing, and it's going to seem like you're not working at all.
Mm. Yeah. Like imagine like what you said, you know, you got to sell something you like. You know, we take interest in this stuff, you know. Meeting a customer on site at 4 a.m. for a laser screed rental, you know, that stuff is cool to me.
Right.
So I genuinely do enjoy it. Like I can't imagine myself selling cars or phones or something like that. You know, not that there's anything wrong with it, but I just couldn't see myself doing it.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah, I think you got to like what you do, obviously, or it's only going to last for so long. People get miserable. Some people can do it, but I mean, the money, there's not enough money to be miserable and unhappy, man. It's just
Hmm.
not. It doesn't matter how much you make. I think you got to enjoy what you do. People you're around, the customers, the partnerships you make, the people that you work with, or it's going to be terrible,
I
you know?
think I think at my age of 33 now, I finally got it honed in that there's nothing like chasing a lead,
Mm-hmm.
chasing a hot lead, having the prospect respond back to you. And I show so much enthusiasm at home that my wife's always listening. She's like, "Oh man, how'd your day go? Man, I tell you, I did this, and this." I'm speaking industry standards, industry
Yeah.
terms and things like that. And she's
Yeah.
just like, "Man, okay, cool." So it almost becomes like a family thing too, because
Yeah.
I feel like there's more times where she's asked me about my day, because I feel like it's more touch and go,
Mm-hmm.
versus she was in the hospital and she was doing she works at night and
Yeah.
at the hospital and such. But I feel like it's contagious when
Oh,
you're
yeah.
doing what you want to do, and everybody can feel that you do. Everybody's gonna want to take interest and say, "Man, I want what that guy's got."
And I'll say that I'm still the hunt man, and and landing it, still I love it too, man. It's like a
Yeah,
high. It's
get
like,
fired
yeah,
up.
I just sold that, big or small. You know what I mean?
And
It's
after
like,
you sell it, you're just like, I'm
and
gonna
then
go hunting again.
we're all like fist pumping and encouraging each other, and then you want to get one for yourself, whatever. I never deer hunted, but it's like I just killed a 10-point buck. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And
yeah.
I'm like, I'm about to go put this on the wall right here behind us. I might put some awards back there or something. But no, that's awesome, man. Anything you guys got awareness to anything sales, business, life, y'all good?
Stay positive. Stay
Yeah.
happy.
Amen.
And if you don't have it, if you can't find it, look for it.
Amen.
Mm.
I appreciate y'all. You dudes are awesome.
Thanks for having us.
You're rock stars. There's probably gonna be 2 to 3 people watch this video. My 2 sisters and my son or my wife.
Maybe 4, because me.
I love you, man. We're probably gonna break the internet. That's all I can tell you. I think this is really fun, man. It's positive. We're getting industry knowledge of construction and sales and owners, and it's pretty awesome, man. But thanks again for your time. I know everybody's busy. Appreciate y'all. Yeah, man. Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
Yeah, man.
Thanks for having us.